A perfect time, we'll be heading out in the desert for nighttime, and that means second round we'll go current lineup in order to have a 3-lap challenge if you're about to go for the Ford F-150 Raptor 2011 or Toyota Tundra TRD Pro 2019. And plus, the showcase of deliberate design on this Ford F-150 Raptor with a Rebel Alliance variation on the X-Wing turns out to becoming much more differences as it looks to be, and designed by Perry Barus as a creator. What I kind of think about this livery turns out to give a good 5-star rating and 10 out of 10 for my appraisal. So I got the sports medium compound tires is all set, full control computer with fully customizable transmission in racing type, plus to have intercooler in racing, adding up with the low-end torque supercharger for a semi-racing muffler, clutch and flywheel set in the racing, and propeller shaft will be set to be on carbon. That should do all set, raring to go. Onward to the pickup truck race in the Big Willow for a nighttime and 3 laps will be underway. This is going to be a very good moment to have a best pickup truck race to be riding around in the desert to fill the racing line and the tarmac to go for a major lineup of corners without any expect from the sand people. But very perfectly, and have the headlights will be well shown to be displayed. Rolling start will be on the way before 3 seconds on the countdown, so I have to be in the 12th position and give one Ford F-150 Raptor to represent the Rebellion. And it's up right now before the first turn to get behind on Randall Haywood in position 11. But you know, every series throughout the Star Wars universe is all about to have some main focusing on time-lapse. So it'll have to be going way back to the beginning when it all came out from the prequel trilogy since the era of the Old Republic. But I didn't know that the Old Republic is the standalone origin where it all began before prior to the prequel trilogy of Star Wars Episode 1. Maybe I had to check it out and see it for myself. There might be having all kinds of different Jedi characters and Sith character itself. I kind of think this is very much more interesting that the origin just came in to have its own very beginnings. Just like the original trilogy and the prequel where it all began, to see how the connections has everything to be lined up in order. And even some different Star Wars series that related to the characters to have their own roles on the show. Especially the Clone Wars, but everybody really watching the Clone Wars from Season 1 through Season 6. Along with Rebels as well. Oh, and even perhaps that I'd never seen watching Star Wars, Ahsoka is very much more interesting, just like The Mandalorian. But every main characters will always have their own roles and their own storylines. But I just really think about watching some Star Wars series from the movies and animated films, like the Tales of Jedi and the Tales of the Empire. But look at this. All that thought about Star Wars is all about putting myself to go in the first position in the lead. So that's score 1 for the Rebellion, and I'll have to be on the main defense to go in first position. Sector 1 clear, faster lap time in 1 minute, 33.789 seconds. Feels like gonna have to go drive in the 454 all-wheel drive to feel the force. Just have to use my mind and think thoughtfully to have that corners will try to help me out to do some more practice. Alright, very nice. Very good. Well, I bet there might be some sand people coming around outside the track, just in case the marshals will have to keep a good eyes on the opponents, and the cars itself will have to keep a good riding time at the moment and night. Okay, coming in to have the final corner check. Make that good final stretch. Save it later on before lap number 2 ends. And final lap will be arrived in the 3rd lap. Okay, update for my current record in 1 minute, 29.533 seconds. Okay, just have to keep a good turn 2 corner up. Make that line to go simple and clean. Alright. Now coming in to have turn 3 before proceed back at sector 2. Okay, main corner upcoming. Alright, now wind direction is changing up by 10.7 foot square. So I still got this in the lead, and other pickup truck drivers are still trying to catch up. This will be doing the method like few opponents are becoming as the Padawan, and myself will be becoming as the Jedi Master. But for instance, it's all about training. We'll have to get some experience about fielding the ways of the Force. But only in Gran Turismo 7, it's all about to have some few expeditions with some parts and tuning upgrades in case if you really want to put yourself to go improve to make your mark. Just to have some similarities and different roles of methods, like having a better kind of the energy. So, as race number 2 clear, checkmark received, and 3 more to go, we'll be heading up to Blue Moon Bay Speedway for having a nice good look to show you guys about my new kind of a Star Wars livery that related to the Mandalorian. But first, I'll have to take a good check on the results. Total time in 4 minutes, 31.792 seconds, and dirt lap by a minute, 28.470 seconds. When it gets a lot of moment, and the concentration is all about to have a good suggested of your own personal balance of performance. That's 45,000 credits to be earned, and almost there to be received by having a 4-star roulette ticket after doing 1 warm-up session to get myself to do a main test of the trial. Now, I'll have to do the thumbnail image and go for a playback position to be well seen and go for a minute and 50 seconds. Alright, just have to go here and just to clarify to have that spot on to turn number 2. Okay, there you go, and capture the image and be sure to have that logo in it on the side. So there you go, second content replay saved as a promise after race number 1, but short patient by the way, so let's go moving on in the dirt race. This is the way before moving on to the Aston Martin Vantage 1-man category after Deep Forest Raceway a few weeks ago. This week is about to go for challenging up and have the Mandalorian variation to the same Aston Martin Vantage. Will be doing 5-lap challenge in the forward direction on Infield A Blue Moon Bay Speedway. But it takes over 40 minutes to help myself to go for a creative dot and help myself to go for making a different kind of a Star Wars livery, just like all the other Gran Turismo players to have their own kind of Star Wars theme variation. Just like having 2 Group 1 race cars of the Mazda LM55 Vision GT and Dodge SRT Tomahawk Vision GT Group 1 with the Rebel Alliance and Imperial Empire. So, gonna have to piece my eyes and gonna have to go preparation just in case they have the sports hard compound tires and few parts just to let you know in case that you might need to go adjust it and suitable for improvement. So time for waiting is over. Dirt round will go proceed into the halfway mark. It's going to be a vantage for the taking as I'm about to be in the last position before dirt round will go green light after 3 seconds. So here I go. First turn is going onwards to have the brake zone. We'll go Q on the line to follow the force. Got to be on the maintain pace, and this is the way it goes to have that rear mirror as the title itself. But don't worry, I'll have to stick it to the strategy, and then I'll have to take a good look at my new livery until reaching up in first position in no time for the first 5 laps on dirt round. Got to go overtake on the right. Ed Martinez is now been dropped to 12. Now coming up to have the brake zone onwards and hairpin to go well on the apex to the right. Just only have one vantage without upgraded parts. Just have to give a real challenge and see how it feels. So almost there to be exiting on infield A in sector 3. Let's take that turn and clip up the apex without having contact on the barrier towards the outside. Okay, very good. But in case, I'll have to take a good 360-degree look when going on straightaway. Yeah, looks like this is my new livery, alright. It's already been out and set in public, so you guys might need to give this a try. But only May 4th is still going on for Star Wars Day. So second lap is moving on, so I got the faster lap by 1 minute, 22.809 seconds. Just give the good kind of a Mandalorian racing helmet and suit itself, which is very perfectly to have this Aston Martin Vantage 2018. But almost there to overtake a maze. Have that main position to go touch up the apex and safely without contact towards the inside or outside. Only 9.6 seconds left. The sunset is feeling much more beautiful. But just in time for the moment of the weekly challenges, we'll do some Star Wars themed livery, folks. Okay, finally overtake to have the 6th position. Passing well on the 5th, so I got the number 5 spot by 4 more to go. Okay, dirt lap, halfway there, and current gap distance down to 6.5 seconds to go. I'll have to be sure if I have to go keep up the clean racing, this will do some main expertise on the set. So I have the other 3 cars on site, but looks like L. Martin is currently to be in the number 1 spot in the lead. But I may have a good feeling about this, just might need to keep that in mind. Okay, here goes. Got to do another pattern for the 3rd time. Just have to stay behind on Carly in 4th. Looks like got a good eye on Martin. Just be patient. Have less braking. Going back on the exit on infield A towards the 3rd sector in the 3rd time. Okay, now got a good eye on Baumgartner in 3rd. Just make that push and keep it full stretch to be in the middle of the track. Okay, very nice. Looks like 2 of them just have to keep their own ways to be exactly by almost being less patient. Okay, my strategy is going this way. Okay, looks like Rin almost barely trying to push me off the track for a less amount of inch. But I still got the handling to be giving a feedback and will respond. But won't hold me back. But I know my objective, and the race will have to be keeping up and go clean forward to take the first. But it's getting almost nightfall, and it's still on the twilight. Now folks, this is the way that you need to be patient until going up to be in the lead position to get up in first until the final lap. Just made a time of the arrival to help myself. In the meantime, will have to be currently to have your own faster lap time any way you can if you're about to go for 1 minute and 19 seconds, depends on the total decimal time. So final lap, number 5 is going highlight on the reminder. Without having to waste the fourth This Mandalorian themed livery variation to the Aston Martin Vantage 2018 is now available for every Gran Turismo players who are a big fan of Star Wars. Okay, looks like they're about to coming right back in. Time to pack up and give a short period time of defense. Just make it nice and slow. The sun is about to get a little bit faded away soon. Looks like the spectators are still cheering me on at this moment. Got to admit, it's very much more interesting that I just really stumble upon with all kinds of different Star Wars livery. So here's the checker flag. Okay, good enough. Third check mark complete, and it's about to be heading up to go to the Nürburgring National Alp to have the tougher one before Fuji International Speedway is going on number 5 to take the reign. But first, I'll have to get down on the results. Total time is 6 minutes, 50.162 seconds, and fifth lap to go highlight to be faster by a minute, 20.563 seconds. But perfectly, and 90,000 GT credit to go for clean prize money, with adding up with 50%. And there you go. 200,000 GT credit has acquired, and very good job to have the affixes for only one helmet and racing suit outfit that related to the Mandalorian. But total mileage is 40 miles, but this will be a perfect time to have a good thumbnail image we'll give a captured. Just hang on, and there it is right over here. Just like that, and might need to have a better chance we'll get zoom in a better view. Just hang on, be patient. I'll have to get down and have my thought to come up with a be creative idea. Okay, just use the field of force. Maybe perhaps this thumbnail image is perfectly here. Okay, good enough. Quick exit and dirt content replay save. So, time for me and go moving up in race number 4 to have myself by using the Ferrari by 12 BB 1976. This will do a very much more tough challenge before heading up to have the WTC 800. Good thing for exterior parts is modded and good to go to have some preparation as the Nürburgring awaits for the historic sports car master by one time only. But this is going to be having a duel of fates, so I just have to make sure and have some few parts and aerodynamics where I have to go for adjustment. Got to go increase from level 10 and go halfway mark by 50 level. Calculate performance, check, and have some increasing on the rear aerodynamics on the downforce. That should do to give a 577.59 performance point. Check, and one more thing without using the clutch or fly wheel, just only have some intake and exhaust to be set on racing for the air filter and muffler. As I got the drill disc on the racing brake system to be checked, suitable, and fully customized suspension along with the LSD and adding up with the sports hard compound tires. That should do well, and the one-on-one retro supercar battle awaits me by challenging up to have myself to face the Lamborghini Countach followed by the Mira prototype Bertone 1960s. And I had to be on the lookout for the third road-going supercar just in case that I just had to feel the waves and feel the mastermind of the force as I'm about to go climbing up to take the high ground. As a bearing reference, as I really had to go catching up in the middle of the grid during the first lap of the Nürburgring National Alp is going to have the main corner will take the high ground. Just in case to have two Countach and Mira P400 Bertone prototype in the top 3 position. Just have to do my best, and this will take a good retro Ferrari vehicle will be amped up and give a good response of speed to feel the force. This one is for the Alpine A110 1600S 1972 like last time when I was ended up in second place. Got to make sure to go for a different retro road car. Supercar is the old-fashioned of the 1970 with a Star Wars themed livery on my own kind of a Ferrari by 12 BB. We'll get the base black and trim in yellow. So I have to feel the force and feel the racing line to have one lap in Nordschleife at the Nürburgring. We'll be climbing up to get there in about a few more lengths of the gap distance by 20.1 seconds. So there you go. Overtake the Maserati Merak SS 1980. Then let's go overtake Lucas Ordonez and the Nissan Skyline Type KBG C110. I'll have to let him go first. Alright, that was impressive. And almost there to have the takeoff corner. We'll go on the high ground. That was impressive, and moving up on position 11 by 10 more classic road cars to go. Well, maybe I just really had to be a little bit more careful when it's taking too much horsepower to catch up and next corner incoming. But I know my strategy. Just have to get things to go patient up and feel the flow of the racing line around by the inside or outside on each corner. And there's the Jaguar E-Type Coupe has been overtaken in the 9th. Moving to the next sector, and I have a good eye on the Shelby GT350 1965 in 7th place, driven by K. Martin. I'll have to go in there and keep a good deceleration to go climbing up into the next high ground by throughout each part of the corners. Okay, there's the De Tomaso Pantera in 6th. Just keep it up and going short straight. Okay, there's R. Sanchez in the De Tomaso Mangusta on 4th place. Come on, just have to go a little bit much more further up. And there's the short opening. Got to go in the next corner. Alright, now I got the 4th position to go in the way. So viewers, I got a good eye on top 3 drivers in about 11.4 seconds left on the gap. So I had to go switch it up and go faster on the main reflex and offense. And there's that turn right over here. One touch of the apex and going decrease very nicely. So there's H. Banter Hayden in a Lamborghini Countach 1970 model. Moving up onto the next sector. So I have to get there soon, and total gap is going to decrease shortly in about 8.5 seconds. Well, I kind of think about these kinds of battle droids from Star Wars to Clone Wars after the prequel trilogy. But boy, I kind of like these 2 parts that General Grievous is having a frustration that he just attacked one of its own droids after the Jedi escape. But the first one, as the battle droid says, that was impressive, and then General Grievous is angrily at him by shoving up, and then the second one, well, I kind of like the first one. It definitely might be quite good and perfection. But I bet they just moved on after the Clone Wars and do their own kind of a business as they ever seen since The Mandalorian. But good I guess, the battle droids just been moved on with their lives after the Clone Wars just been ended the battle throughout the galaxy. But not to mention that other kinds of droids like the Clankers and some bigger guys who always battle with their own arms, just aiming at them. But yeah, I know, I just really think about Star Wars is very much more sci-fi excitement. So look at it go. Moving up in the 3rd and gap distance in about 6.9 seconds left. But no time to dance. I just need to get my strategy up and going. So I have and Fontana and Rossi in position 1 and 2. Just only have 2 Lamborghini on the Countach 25th anniversary 1980s and the Mira P400 Bertone prototype 1960s. Decide to step it up and get closer to have some few corners left to go, as 1 lap to go but a deadline reminder. Time to switch it up and give a good feel of overdrive. We'll rev it up to feel the force. There they are right now. They're about to go for the battle of first place and make way for the Star Wars themed livery on this Ferrari 512BB 1976. Just like having won misadventures to do some racing competition for myself, and I still really think about these most top iconic droids ever since throughout the Star Wars franchise. Well, I kind of like R2-D2 and C-3PO. 2 of them are always having the most dynamic duos throughout every adventure since Episode 4, A New Hope. And I just really don't know that they just have their own animated show that centers him and R2-D2. Well, 3PO just always trying to have something else to be more politely, and R2 just always wandering up without telling. I mean, 2 droids always try to look out for each other without causing any trouble. But I know this definitely might be giving some thought to be seeing what those 2 droids are up to before decades until BB-8 appears. Well, I kind of like BB-8. It's definitely like a new kind of a droid that moves around, and it's very awesome, just like R2-D2. Well, the sound is very much more amazing and yet more different. Well, I really do appreciate to see how watching every Star Wars series, just everything to becomes in order from timelines. So here it goes. Partly cloudy is getting nearly there before the rain will be coming in. Let's give that final push and overtake the Lamborghini Mira P400 Bertone prototype 1967. Got to keep it up. 1 lap, we'll do the time attack to get there, and about 1 more length of the corner to go. Now here comes the final sector. This is it. Decided to take the high ground. Final corner to get nearly there closely. Alright, very good. Now finish line is just on the arrival. Okay, that should do very well to have the 4th check mark received, and moving up to have the final round to have 1 more to go to get the 500,000 GT credits. First place, and this one is just for me to have my own challenger to go rolling up from 2nd to the 1st position of the weekly challenge. That's 8 minutes, 12.334 seconds in a single lap. Take that, 3 Lamborghini, and Ferrari takes the win. We'll feel the force is all about to find the racing line throughout in GT7. Now, all I have to do is to give a good moment and receive 90,000 GT credit and have a clean bonus by 50%. So it takes short time of practice and 1 length of the highlight to go update into 61 miles. But talk about having a good thumbnail image, we'll be taking a good spotlight in the partly cloudy around by 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But just wait. And there it is right now. Going on the straightaway and have the 512BB versus Mira P400 Bertone prototype. But I cannot believe it. It takes good kind of retro racing nostalgia for having one good 512BB. But apparently, I kind of think about this good kind of a Star Wars livery since GT Sport, and give a good kind of exterior parts will give something will be modded and outfit for racing. Just to have one good scene and capture the thumbnail image, there you go, and save it on to the next 4th part of the content replay. So and it's up to Fuji Speedway for WTC 800, and talk about having a final part. We'll be going for Group 3 race car, as I'm about to be picked and selected for the Toyota Supra GT500 1997 with a different kind of a Star Wars livery made by other Gran Turismo player. As the duel of fates will be proceed to the final round in first week of May of the challenge, Fuji Speedway versus the rain, and Group 3 cars will take 10 laps around the course. We'll do on the top side and the downhill side for 10 times the tire wear and 8 times fuel consumption rate. So I have a good check to have an identity of this livery on the Toyota Supra GT500 1997 was created by Rat Jeans. I'll have to give that appraisal and have a 5-star rating to go for a 10 out of 10. Detailed settings that you need to have 2 choices of racing ring tires that you're about to go with intermediate or heavy wet. I'll have to go on letter IM for green and have the turbocharged RPM if you're about to go for the medium or high. Got to go calculate performance and have the anti-lag system will be set into weak. Change it and switch it into 752.53 performance point and 788 horsepower. So here it goes. Last race. 1 classic GT500 versus 19 modern Group 3 cars to face the wet condition in Fuji Speedway will be going underway. But I'm having a bad feeling about this. I just know what it is to have the simple choices will be going piece of cake. I'm always had to be prepared to go for a safety measure when it comes to have the first turn on TGR corner to go down the hill, and final corner on number 16 at the Panasonic will take the high ground. But instead, how challenging can it be to see how it feels and flow for the racing line? Now let's get it on, 3 seconds, and get prepared. We'll be going tough enough to have the blue spot will be increased by the number of percentage. First turn to get slower. Just be patient and have the TCS will go reinforced to be additional. So this is where the fun begins, and we already know about the track, and the condition itself is very challenging to go for main balance on racing wet tires. So let's take it slow and go to the 100R in turn 3 and 4 onward to be stopping at turn 5. And here comes the hairpin on turn 6. This one might need to go for a little bit more push and rev it to the overdrive. Okay, here comes the chicane on turn 10 through 12. Third sector will be going hill climb. Okay, it's doing well and still remains on intermediate, but however, 13 corner will have to go proceed onward. Okay, just have to go for racing up and cue the much more mimicking sound of Dalla does. Okay, just might need to take the Panasonic. Okay, well, channeling time over, second lap onwards, and Kei Kawakami is at the pit earlier. But good thing he's on racing heavy wets, and I still have the letter IM is still remain ongoing. Come on, just have to step it up into the high gear. Okay, A Wilk is in the Ford GT race car 2018 on 18th position. Let's go back on turn 6 hairpin, and still ongoing by 23.7 seconds to go back increase into 24. Okay, just have to go switch up and reinforce in level 6 fuel. Okay, now I just really think if I had to go for a better kind of a Group 3 car, but this one is the only Star Wars themed livery that I just really had to go and try it out for having a skill of appraisal rating. But I still got this one, and very challenging to go climb up all the way to have some few drivers to be proceed onwards, as several of them are about to be using in heavy wet tires. Okay, at Portilla in the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R just took the runtime, and Mendoza in the Aston Martin B12 Vantage GT3. But hold on, Martin Grady just took the highlight, and then Ryuta Kokubun took over by a minute 56.081 seconds. It's changed up automatically for few drivers to be entered at the pits, and I still got it in one piece. Got to keep going. Looks like the rain stopped. Just have to check again on the radar. Light percentage, no sign of heavy wet spots to be seen in the blue. Now's my chance, and keep rolling up to go quicker on the offense. So I really think about the Star Wars themed livery on a Toyota Supra GT500 1997. More likely, it actually might give a good correction sense of feeling, and even perhaps the Toyota logo just actually to be turns out to be correctly to be based off from Yoda. I kind of like this kind of a Toyota themed logo that related to Star Wars, by the way, but it still has good competition and feel the ways of the Force for having one GT500 classic race car to be outfit and give it a more kind of unique style perspective. So look at it go to have a total gap distance in 18.2 seconds to go. Only 5.8 seconds left towards Berleo Gallo's current position in the Honda NSX Group 3. Got to go all the way, and still remain on the wet surface to go for the middle spot. That should do one way for another, but Iko Fraka took over for the faster lap time by 1 minute 54. Hold on, looks like M. McEwen just actually to be took in by a minute 53.428 seconds, as I step it in by having a new set for the faster run time by 1 minute 51.739 seconds. 8th position going in, and gap distance to be decreased quickly down to 17.1. Fair enough, and going shorter to have that length of the wet surface will do some time to buy around. So I got the 4th lap coming in, and be patient until lap number 5 will go on the halfway mark. The unbeatable classic GT500 race car will be experienced to be represent part of the Jedi is all about learning the ways and responsibility of the Force. But I really do think about this livery has some good kind of Jedi theme related to. But the paint job is still outfit to be in black, and I kind of think about this good kind of variant is much more similar than the Castro Super GT since GT1 after participate to be winning the race in the Grand Valley 300 km. Only 13.4 seconds left, and I have a good eye on Berleo Gallo is right over here in position 7. So, turn 16. Be with me and master the racing line. Alright, looks like they're about to go enter the pits early. So I got the upper hand and good start for the example. Okay, talk about having a right time of arrival. First place, here I come, and have 5 more laps to go remain onto the podium. So don't get cocky, viewers. Just might need to have a good turn advantage once you're about to go patient when you're using on every specific Group 3 cars to be start out with racing intermediate. But we're not out of the woods yet, and even perhaps for the Aswell itself is not out of the wet. Just have to get there soon. Just have to buy some time, and total gap distance in 11.4 seconds is doing well enough and give a good percentage to go stay on the time. Okay, Mendoza is coming in. He's on second place, followed by Martin Grady is in third place for the Audi R8 LMS Evolution 2019. But this was to give the Toyota Supra Star Wars livery will have to catch up and give a dot of focus to get my mind to go strategize. So be with me, viewers. Be with me and watch this content video to have its own kind of remastered edition, as I just really want to get my channel to go up into 1000. But of course it is. Being patient is all about to give some time and wait until having myself to go for achieve of success to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers. But I'm not alone yet. I'm just keep spreading the word and help me out to give a full support. 6 lap is in. Update for my record is 1 minute 49.834 seconds. Okay, here comes Coca-Cola corner in turn 3. So what else should I ever think about? What else, something else to be seen on every different Star Wars series after Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith? But the good news is, the third Star Wars movie, Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, is already now in theaters by re-release. Just having one different changes of update and give some high definition to be coming as a 4K. Well, good thing that I still have it on DVD, and I just really might have to go and watch it right now if I have to, but I still have some other activities that I just might need to be looking forward to after participate at the weekly challenges, and even perhaps to go to do some change up on lap time challenges. But I still have to be here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca for the 4 Shelby GT350R 2016, and have 1 hard racing compound tires. We'll have to go climb up and get to the gold record. But I still really think about what else happened after the first season of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I bet there might be some rumors about the upcoming second season is going to be turns out for season 2. But man, can't wait to see how Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2 is going to be turns out after the events from season 1. But I kind of noticed that Obi-Wan just realized his old master, Qui-Gon Jinn, just will appear as his spiritual soul. Well, no matter he actually shows up, came out of nowhere. But all we have to do is for Obi-Wan that he has to keep moving on throughout the years until Episode 4 A New Hope. Just giving his appearance name disguised as Ben Kenobi. Well, even that might be giving some few more appearances to be throughout the years by in every Star Wars franchise series. But maybe some knowledge and research about the history of Star Wars has everything to go back from the way beginning before the Old Republic has now becoming as a starting point and going onward and beyond in the Rise of Skywalker. Just might need to get things to go a little bit more focused as I made it back in third sector to take chicane onto turn 10 through turn 12. Decided to keep a good eye on the fuel percentage, so I know my method. This race is going to be a piece of cake. Just almost there yet. Just might have to take a good check on the radar. Okay, here it goes. Okay, I may have a bad feeling about this. One pit stop will take the sacrifice. Just have to go in there and worth the risk. Okay, now let's switch up and give that intermediate tires as other racers who have to go line up and overtake. I should rather have to do this a long time ago, but every strategy for Group 3 cars does matter. Okay, have the team to be ready up and switch up the tires. This should do enough. And be on the lookout for the last remaining drivers as I'm about to go push up and give 62%. Okay, now it's all good and rain percentage to be going a little bit more increase on the blue spot. Now I'll have to be wait and patient as other 15 drivers will have to go for a second pit stop after the rain stopped. So going right back on 16th place and 22.2 seconds on the main gap. If anything else happened when you're in the lead before the low on fuel, your strategy will have to put yourself to be on improvise. That's what I have to do. So I have to take it and stay the TCS will be remain on 1 without losing enough grip. So let's get in there and get behind with Angel Inestrosa in the Porsche 911 RSR Type 991 2017. I really hope this race will give a duel of fates as I'm about to go right back to be in the top position at the number 3 spot. Just give that competent skill and rolling up on the line. It will be bigger to take it and have some few drivers will be going right back on the second pit stop. Okay, look at it go. So I just need to keep pushing and keep moving up on lap number 9. Okay, there we go. Proceed into the 9th position and Martin Grady is coming out at the pits. Only 7.6 seconds left. I still got this in the bag, viewers, and momentarily to have the percentage to go into level 4 to be reinforced as heading back to go in the middle session to be at sector 2. Going right back onto the 100R. Got a good eye on McEwen and T. Yamanaka for position 7 and 8. Steady as it goes. Make that RPM to go respond, and anti-glass system will have to be main motion respond in a week. The stronger it gets, the tougher will face the chicane to be right back on the hill climb. We'll be reaching up to high ground. Okay, gonna have to go carefully. Watch out for the Corvette. Okay, reaching up on the Panasonic, steer well, and motion up to get quicker. Okay, stay right there for every drivers before I proceed back to the pits. So I'll have to take the final lap. And getting closer. Just the perfect strategy method is all I need. Last lap and arriving in number 10. Got to keep going. But the good news is, the rain is already stopped and clear skies is now coming around after the wet surface is still remain on the main spot. Okay, back on 10 seconds, so I still have enough time left before May 4th is about to be over soon. Just get one-way ticket to have turn 6 and then going right back onto the 300R in turn 7 through turn 8. But I still got a good challenging lap time by a minute, 46.802 seconds after Martin Grady just took my lap time by a minute, 45.709 seconds. Okay, gonna have to keep slowing down. 13 corner clear. Now the GR super cornered on 14 and 15. Okay, I got the high ground on turn 16 at Panasonic, final stretch, and take it home to the finish line. Got to work it all the way. Come on, just had to go sprint time and momentarily to be going clear to have my Challenger run time to be highlighted in the blue. Alright, challenge complete in race number 5. All 5 check marks and received by 100% progress to go line up in order has now been complete. Now that's a good racing competition for a Star Wars themed livery. Total time in almost 19 minutes that I just took by 18 minutes, 57.661 seconds, and very good job for today for only one good concentration race to go clean in the wet surface during the rain forecast. But man, feel the racing ways of the Force is very more competitive and challenging to learn the basic when you're about to get behind the wheel to find your line. And yet, clean bonus, still got it in one piece by 210,000 GT credits and one last roulette ticket to go update for this week after the previous 500,000 GT credit has now earned and moving up to be heading back to the GT garage. But one more thing perhaps, just have one good thumbnail image we'll be doing around on the duration. But maybe I'll have to go right here for the middle or do on the mid session by 15 minutes. Well, hello there, livery on the Toyota Supra. Just have this design and thumbnail image, we'll have to go preferred for the main champs. But this livery turns out very remarkable and fan art part competition is more interesting. And last but not least, to have that spot here, just skip this thumbnail image will be captured before saving a replay. So folks, it's all done for now by having 5 races with using 5 field goals with using Star Wars themed livery. 3 of them made by other Gran Turismo players, including 2 of them created by myself. But after all, only one part of the content replay that I just already saved earlier, so this was to go for a payday to collect 3 tickets for only a grand total of Gran Turismo credit of 800,000. And even yet, more roulette tickets will be available to be going back into the garage to have some challenges to be available to have further chances to go for a high rate of prize. Then let's go open up the gifts. The perfect time will be going right now for having expiration date for every few of the roulette tickets by 4-star, 5-star, and 3 stars. Just have to keep collecting by every day, so I just have to go with payday with 3 credit tickets with 100,000, 200,000, and 500,000. So current balance has now updated into 60,366,320 credits. But I'll have to save it later on to have few of them until moving up towards the end of May and then early on June. Let's have 4-star ticket open up. let's see some prices and give a good possibility to have one car and one engine swap. But commonly as usual, just in case if you're about to go with small payday just like the 30,000 GT credit. That's one down, and just have to keep counting out to have some more prices for every day. And there you go. One Bugatti Invitation is about to go for a one-way ticket to have the Veyron 16.4 2013 until June 3rd, 2025 as expiration date. I'll have to keep it for a while and just in case to keep racing on in WTC events. Okay, so another 4-star ticket is up. Just which one, and there's a 10,000 credit. That should do well, and much more succeeded to be exactly to have some small earnings. Number 4-star ticket is up. Let's see some good prices and go for the part category type. And speaking one part, one Pagani Invitation has now been accepted and expiration same as always until June 3rd, 2025. Number 4-star ticket is up. Just have to keep a good eyes guess. One for best part, invitation, or swap engine. And bingo! Another invitation to acquire, and Lamborghini Benio, here I come, and same for the expiration date. So, I'll have to use the 5-star ticket right now, and very good common choice to have one daily driving marathon for every day. Just give me 1 million GT credit. Well, fair enough, and I'll have to take 100,000 GT credit. Just earn some best prizes and learn ways of the force. But instead, I'll have to do one 3-star ticket right now, and then the other last 2 4-star will have to call it for a day. Okay, remember folks, be patient until you might need to get a better price. Now just have to go line up in session, and another roulette ticket is coming up on the block. I bet if I had to receive a Porsche, or maybe the Renault Sport Megane Trophy RS safety car. But my guess is always about having 10,000 GT credits. And last but not least, 4-star ticket, and this was to give one best a chance to have 100,000 or a million GT credit. But I was so very close. I was so very close to get 500,000 or 1 million GT credit. But looks like I got all 9 roulette tickets by receive and save the other 5 later on. What a good Star Wars day for having a weekly challenge in GT7 folks. So what do you guys think about having 5 events is all about having the ways we'll go on the racing line like you're about to be master with the Force. But for me, I only got 2 of my own kind of a Star Wars themed livery on the Aston Martin Vantage 2018 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway in Field A with a Mandalorian, and even perhaps the Ferrari by12 BB 1976 with the same Star Wars themed livery ever since I have created from GT Sport and being imported to GT7. And adding up to have 1 custom exterior parts will give a good classic taste of a race car will be outfit and retro to take on in Nürburgring National Alp is very more indeed to be successful by challenging with the top 3 drivers with using 3 different kinds of Lamborghini by having 1 Mira P400 Bertone prototype and 2 versions of the Countach of the 1970 and 25th anniversary variant 1988. So what else? Should I have to think about the other kinds of 3 Star Wars themed livery as I just tried out made by other Gran Turismo player? But my best pick is the Toyota Supra GT500 created by Rat Jeans. But I kind of think about this livery is everything is part competition as a GT500 race car and part fan art as a Star Wars livery. But the decal itself is just much more brilliant, and everything to be outfit to be having a nice paint job variation style to have some stars and the logo itself, especially the Gran Turismo themed logo of a Star Wars itself. I kinda say this one is much more remarkable to see this kind of a GT500 race car for a theme of a Star Wars variation. And even perhaps to have one other thing about the BAC Mono 2016 when I was racing at Brands Hatch Grand Prix Circuit in European Sunny Cup 500. But special thanks to Corey626 to have a nice kind of a Star Wars themed livery variation on the BAC Moto. But it turns out to be a much more similar than the X-Wing fighter jet, just like the Ford F-150 Raptor when racing in nighttime at Willow Springs International Raceway Big Willow for the pickup truck race. But the third one, created by Perry Buss, is I'm talking about on the Ford F-150 Raptor. I kind of think about these kinds of three liveries. We'll give a 10 out of 10 and 5-star rating. We might give a good appraisal, but my top of rating gives 100% is very more successful, and I kind of think about it's all about be creative. So I can't wait until second week of May is coming up soon, folks. This is going to be quite going well and amazing to have the main day for May 4th for Star Wars Day, as I'm about to wrap it up before at the end of the current video. Lots of excitement out there for Star Wars Day, everyone. But speaking about watching the films from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, to go all the way and beyond to Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, we'll have to take the lineup in order from the prequel, the original, and the sequel trilogy. I really bet it all about to have some different Star Wars characters is all about to have some generations after generation. But more likely, I kind of think about the ending part in The Rise of Skywalker that Rey is now becoming a Skywalker. But very good for her. All she has to do, whatever it takes to have her own role as the Jedi to rebuild the New Order. But I can't wait until Episode 10 is going to look like before 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, after the fall of the First Order. But give your thoughts and prediction to see how it turns well, and the tagline itself in May 4th, May the 4th be with you. So thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on Dividend Art, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. Plus, membership is now open to everyone. We'll join to get access per price levels a month with exclusive perks, custom emoji with my OCs, and many features to support the channel. It's the best way to help out with the super thanks as an extra will support and grow. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again at the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.